Hello students. Now today we will understand diode as a rectifier. Okay, we have understood the biasing of the diode, that means the PN junction diode, and now rectifier is its one of the important use. Let us understand what is a rectifier. Rectifier means an electrical device which converts AC to DC. Okay, AC power to DC power. That is called the rectifier. Now using diode, we have to make rectifiers. So we can make two types of devices that are, or two types of rectifiers that are half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. In short, HWR or FWR we can call it. Only one small difference is there, that is that for making the half wave rectifier we will be using only one diode, and for making full wave rectifier in our syllabus we will be using two diodes. Okay, now what is the property which allows us to use diode for rectifier? Okay, one question can be asked in the board paper, due to which property of the diode it can be used as rectifier. So students, you must have noticed that in forward and reverse biasing of the diode, practically the diode conducts only during forward biasing and during reverse biasing before breakdown. Okay, before breakdown state, the diode does not conduct, almost zero current flows. So that means using this property, the diode can only conduct during forward biasing and does not conduct during reverse biasing. That property helps us to allow diode as a rectifier. Let us write the reason. Diode conducts in forward biasing and does not conduct in reverse biasing. Due to that, we use the diode for making the rectifier. Okay, now let us move to the detailed circuits of both the cases. Note down. See the circuit diagram and the waveforms for half wave rectifier. As you can see in this circuit diagram, this is our VI, that means the input AC voltage. Okay, so this is our input AC voltage. We can call it VI, and you can see that it is a sine wave. That means it is the symbol of the AC voltage. Now we can connect it to diode. But because this AC voltage is generally very large, which we get from main supply, maybe of 220 volt, then we cannot directly give the 220 volt to the diode. Okay, so what we need to do, first of all, we have to reduce this voltage using this device, that means transformer. Okay, so first of all, this high voltage AC that we have to give to transformer, you can see that it is a step down transformer. This is primary coil of transformer and this is secondary coil. In secondary coil, the number of turns are kept less, so that now we are getting the less voltage across this secondary coil. We can call it VI dash, which we are applying to now diode. Now here you can see that one diode symbol is there, that means this is P and this is N, and then one load resistance is connected. Load resistance is the one where we will get our output voltage. Okay, and how to get output voltage? So whatever current will flow across this RL, current into the load resistance will give us the VO, output voltage. Okay, so current I is, suppose it is flowing at any time. Now let us start seeing the working. What is the purpose of the rectifier? That we will first give the AC voltage to the transformer. Transformer will reduce it, but it is still AC voltage, and this will be applied to our PN junction diode. So our AC voltage, which we can draw, that is this voltage. So AC voltage is this way. AC means alternating voltage. It is that voltage which is changing its magnitude also and its polarity also. That means the current direction in the circuit may be in one direction, and after certain time opposite direction, then again opposite direction. So this way, this is called AC voltage. Now let us start applying one by one the cycles. These half cycles let us apply. First of all, during this first positive half cycle, okay, this we are applying to our diode. Okay, positive half cycle, only this much is applied to the diode. So this part is high voltage, so here it will come positive end, and this part is low voltage, so we will show it by negative end. Okay, so when we are applying the positive half cycle to the diode, positive half cycle, so high voltage plus and low voltage minus, this we have applied to the diode circuit. Okay, so you can see that this we have applied. Its meaning is this is high, this is low voltage. Now let us check the biasing of the diode. You can see P is connected to positive voltage and N is connected to negative voltage. That means this is forward biasing. And in forward biasing the diode conducts. And when it conducts, always the current flows from P to N. Okay, so current will flow and it will flow through the load resistance. So this way we will get the output voltage. Let us start drawing now the output voltage here. Output voltage. So what will happen? As Vi will increase, current will also increase. So voltage VO will also increase. So VO will increase. As Vi will decrease, okay, Vi decreases, so current also decreases, so voltage output also decreases. This way. So we will get similar type of pulse as output voltage. Now let us start applying the negative pulse, negative half cycle. Okay, this is negative pulse. This is applied to the diode. Let us see now. So earlier this way it was applied. Now this way it is applied. Okay, this way. So if positive cycle means plus end will this. That means negative cycle means negative end will be this. Okay, so now polarities of the two ends of the secondary coil will change. Now P is connected to negative, N is connected to positive. So P negative, N positive, this is reverse biasing. And in reverse biasing, the diode does not conduct. So if it does not conduct, it will behave like open circuit. You can see it will behave like open circuit this way. And if it is open circuit, current is zero. Current cannot flow because it is open. So how current will flow? So current is zero. That means voltage output is also zero. You can see current is zero. Now, if no current, that means no voltage output. So during that time, till the time the negative pulse is going on, till that time output voltage will remain zero like this. Okay, so we will not get any pulse in the output voltage. Now this was our diode. Okay, so this happened during the reverse biasing. After that, now again by the time this pulse will be completed, positive pulse will appear from this end. So positive pulse means again this end positive, this end negative. So P to P, N to N connection means forward biasing, and then current will flow, and according to the input voltage, output voltage also will be obtained. Okay, as this input voltage will increase, our current will increase. Current will increase means VO will also increase. Okay, and when this will decrease, input voltage will decrease, current will also decrease. So if current decreases, voltage also decreases. So this way similar type of pulse we will get in the output. Now next fourth cycle, if we see, this is negative cycle. For negative cycle again PN is reverse. Reverse means no conduction. So we will get no pulse across the output voltage. To understand the positive negative polarity, that is also easy. When we are applying this positive pulse, okay, positive pulse, like here we are applying the positive pulse. So positive pulse, it is like this. Okay, positive is upper end, negative is lower end. So this will be positive at that time and this will be negative at that time when positive pulse is applied. So during the positive pulse, the diode is forward biased because P is connected to positive, N is connected to negative. So this is forward biasing, so conduction will take place. So we will get VO. And negative pulse, when we apply the negative pulse here like this, that means it is reverse battery. Okay, it is a kind of reverse battery. So this end is negative, this end is positive. If this is negative, so P with negative means reverse. Reverse means no conduction. We don't cross the reverse breakdown voltage of the diode. We remain before reverse breakdown voltage. So you can check the graphs. In before reverse breakdown voltage case, the current is almost zero in the reverse. Okay, you can see the graph. So here the current is zero. So during the negative cycle, no current means no output voltage. This way we are getting the graphs. So this is our input voltage and this is our output voltage. And you can notice that for each 4 pulses, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are getting in the output only 2 pulses. That's why we call it half wave rectifier. Okay. It is not completely DC, but at least this thing we have ensured that now, like in the input, current was changing its direction after every period of time, after every fixed period of time. Here current was positive, here current was negative. That means it changes direction. Earlier it goes from suppose x to y, and then it goes in the circuit from y to x. So this way the current, if changes direction, that is called AC, or voltage also is called AC voltage. But when we are seeing that voltage only is in one direction, no voltage here, again in one direction, no voltage here, so it is almost a AC, almost a DC voltage. So this way half wave rectifier is that circuit which is converting the AC voltage to DC voltage. Here we have given AC voltage, and here what we are getting, that is DC voltage. Maybe it is not perfect, but then also we can call it DC voltage because change in the direction is not, or change in polarity is not taking place. So let us write the functioning, working in the next sheet. Note down. Understand the working steps, the circuit diagram should be in front of us. So circuit diagram is still here. Now working. Initially a step down transformer converts the high voltage AC to low voltage AC. Okay. So this is the high voltage AC. So step down transformer. This converts to low voltage AC. Okay. So still it is AC only. Now AC to DC conversion diode will do. So what are that steps? Let us understand. So first of all, as we have applied the positive half cycle, we will write about that. So during the positive half cycle of input AC voltage, okay, now we should mention here the name. A is positive, B is at negative voltage. So let us name, this is our A and this is our B point of the secondary coil of transformer. So A is positive, B is negative. This we should write. So the diode is forward biased because P is connected to positive, N is connected to negative. So it conducts current from P to N. Always the diode conducts current from P to N. Thus as Vi changes, Vo equal to IRL also changes accordingly. So that's why the pulse of the same shape comes. Okay, of this same shape, Vi shape, Vo also comes. Okay, now let us write about the negative cycle. During the negative half cycle of input AC voltage, okay, you have to write A is negative and B is positive. Now don't show it again in the diagram. We can show only one case in the diagram. So we have shown about positive half cycle. Now just understand that if A is negative, so P is connected with negative that time. So that means the diode is reverse biased and it does not conduct. So I is 0 and Vo equal to IRL, that is also 0. That means for negative pulse of AC, for this negative pulse of input AC, we don't get any output. Okay, so we don't get any output voltage during this time. That means the diode conducts only during positive cycles and does not conduct during negative cycles. This way it removes all the negative cycles from the output voltage, and this way we get a DC voltage. So this is the complete working. Now only the thing is that why it is called half wave rectifier, that we need to write down. We are moving to next sheet. Again these pulses are drawn because the question is related to these pulses only. First of all, why do we call it half wave rectifier? So the answer is very simple. Since for every 4 pulses of input voltage, okay, 4 pulses, 1, 2, 3, 4. This circuit gives only 2 pulses. Okay, this is written 2. 1 and 2 pulses in the output voltage. Which 2 pulses? One is we are getting and third one we are getting only. Only 2 pulses we are getting. That's why this circuit is called half wave rectifier. Okay, so because of we are getting only half number of pulses in the output voltage, that's why we call it half wave rectifier. Also one more question is asked in the exam that if input wave frequency is 50 Hertz, then what is the frequency of output wave of half wave rectifier circuit? Half wave rectifier circuit, HWR means. So what is the frequency of output wave? So you have to write the answers, it's same, 50 hertz only. Because the frequency is related to this time interval. Okay, this is the time interval of one pulse. This only decides the frequency. Reciprocal of time interval is called the frequency. Okay, I will write this side. Reciprocal of this time of one wave, that is called the frequency. Okay, so is there any change in this time? Let us see. So you see now, where the next pulse is starting, it is starting at the same location where here the next pulse was starting. So this is a one pattern. This again is another pattern. Again the third pattern will come. So this complete is called one wave here of one pattern. So the time duration of this pattern has not changed. So if time duration has not changed, so frequency will also not be changing. So answer is 50 hertz only. So in half wave rectifier, the frequency of input wave and frequency of output wave remains same. This you have to remember. Okay. Now we will understand full wave rectifier. Now here is the circuit diagram for the full wave rectifier. As you can see that now two diodes are used. So this is the similar circuit. Here it is the AC voltage, which is high AC voltage. First of all, we need a step down transformer in which these two lines always show the mutual induction. Okay. So first of all, a high AC voltage, input voltage we are applying to a step down transformer. It is reducing the voltage across. Now you can see two diodes are connected, and instead of connecting the load resistance here like we did for the half wave rectifier, now the load resistance is connected to midpoint of secondary coil of transformer. Okay, load is connected to midpoint of secondary coil of transformer. Now this arrangement is called center taping full wave rectifier. There can be so many full wave rectifiers which may use 4 diodes also, 2 diodes also. So here the one which is in our syllabus, that is center taping full wave rectifier. That means with secondary coil, with the midpoint, we need to connect this load resistance. So this way the circuit is divided into two parts. Okay, we can call these names A, B, C, where AB part of the coil and BC part of the coil is similar, equal. Understand now with the help of the graphs of these pulses. First of all, our VI means AC, input AC voltage. So this is our input AC voltage. Okay, you can see it is alternate voltage, so it is AC voltage. Now this is applied as it is to the transformer. Transformer has just reduced its magnitude, but it is still AC. Now what will happen means what the diodes D1 and D2 will do to convert it to DC. Let us see now. So first of all, we will apply our first pulse, that means the positive pulse to the diodes. So this first pulse is applied. So this first pulse is applied here. This way the first positive pulse is. So this is high voltage and this is low voltage. So high voltage plus, low voltage minus. Okay. So this is high voltage here, low voltage means minus is applied here. Now it is breaking in the midpoint. So it is this way that if any battery is to be broken from the midpoint, that means it is like this. These are two batteries. Okay, so if a single battery positive and negative, we want to divide from the center, so it is this way connected. Here also one battery is connected, here also one battery is connected. So they are connected in this manner. Negative of one end is connected to positive of another end, then only they are added. So this way, if from the center we divide a battery, plus and minus if we divide from the center, so consecutive end will be negative and here the consecutive end will be positive. Okay, so we can call it now by two names, AP1 and AP2. This way we can call P. Okay, so now what the circuit connection is, you can see the P end of diode D1. P is connected to positive and N through the load is connected to negative. Again, P is connected to positive, N is connected to negative. So this way diode D1 is forward biased. And now let us talk about D2 diode. D2 diode, P end is connected to negative and N end is connected to positive. So P with negative, that means D2 will become reverse bias. So the diode which is reverse bias, that will not conduct. So this way this diode will become like open circuit. Okay, this diode will become open circuit. Now only which diode? Forward bias diode is D1. It will conduct from P to N. So current will come from P to N and across the load it will flow. So suppose it is flowing from X to Y. And what is the output voltage? Again I into RL. The current which will flow through the load. So I into RL will give us output voltage. So when the positive cycle we have applied, it was broken from the midpoint. So diode D1 came forward bias, D2 reverse, so does not conduct. And because it is conducting, forward bias diode is conducting, so as Vi will increase, current will also increase, so VO will also increase. So we will get an increasing pulse. As Vi will decrease, current will also decrease, so VO will also decrease. So we have got a pulse according to Vi's shape. Okay. Now let us apply negative cycle to this complete circuit. So negative cycle. Negative cycle is like a negative battery. So now what will happen? I am showing it with some different color pen. So when negative cycle is applied, this end is negative, this end is positive, and because it is broken from the midpoint, so plus minus. This way we can show. Now you can see what will happen to the waves and the biasings. This was our diode. So P is connected now with negative, N is connected with positive. So diode D1 is reverse bias. And let us talk about D2 diode. P is connected with positive, N is connected with negative. So this way the diode D2 is forward biased. So which diode will conduct? That is D2. D1 will not conduct now. So it will become open circuit. Only this will conduct. It will conduct from P to N. Current will flow from P to N. Current will flow. And again through the load the current will flow in the same direction. X to Y. You can see earlier also the current was flowing X to Y in the load. And now also the current is flowing from X to Y in the load. So current is not changing the direction. That is important. And since the current is not changing the direction, in the same direction the current is flowing here also. So again we will get a pulse now in the same direction. Because main thing is that current has not changed the direction. For this case, diode D1 conducted and current flowed this way in the load. And for this case, diode D2 conducted and current flowed in this direction. So in the load always the current is flowing from X to Y. So the change in the direction we cannot show. So here we will show a positive pulse only for VO. So this way for positive cycle D1 will conduct, for negative cycle D2 will conduct. So we can write here this is due to D1 conduction, this is due to D2 conduction, this is due to D1, D2, like that. So alternatively the two diodes are serving their purpose. But overall we are getting pulse for each of the pulses. So if 1, 2, 3, 4 pulses are in the input, we are also getting 1, 2, 3, 4 pulses in the output. That's why we call it full wave rectifier. Okay, now let us write the complete working steps. About the first positive half cycle, here the working is written. During positive half cycle of input AC voltage, A positive and C is negative. From center tapping, voltage gets divided. P1 negative and P2 is positive. Okay, so D1 is forward biased, it conducts. D2 is reverse biased, it does not conduct. And due to D1, current flows from P to N in the diode, and X2Y in the load resistance. Okay. So we get output voltage VO equal to I into RL according to the shape of input voltage. So this is all about the first positive half cycle. Now for negative half cycle, only plus minus we have to change everywhere. So that I am changing. Point number 1, negative half cycle. I have done only the changes. Okay. You have to write it again. So during negative half cycle of input AC voltage, A is negative, these red marks. C is positive. From center taping, voltage gets divided. So P1 is positive, P2 is negative. So now let us check biasing. D1, P with negative. So D1 is reverse bias. D2, P with positive. So it is forward biased. So it conducts, it does not conduct. So now conduction is of D2. So due to D2, current flows from P to N in the diode and X to Y in the load resistance again. So the direction of current does not change. Direction does not change. This is important point. You can underline it also. So we get the output voltage VO equal to IRL according to the shape of the input voltage. So this way we have shown that in both the positive and negative pulses, the diodes are conducting alternatively. This as a point number 3. Point 2. The conclusion, we can write third point. Thus during positive cycles, diode D1 conducts, and during negative cycles, diode D2 conducts. They are always sending the current in the same direction in the load. So we get DC. We will not get now AC, current is not alternatingly flowing. Okay, current is not changing direction. So that's why we are getting DC output voltage. Now 2 questions like we did for the half wave rectifier. Again 2 questions here about the frequency and about the name. Let us write. As we have discussed it before also, that why it is called full wave rectifier. Okay, so we can write it this way, that if we supplied 4 input pulses alternating 1, 2, 3, 4 pulses, then in the output also we are getting 4 pulses only. Okay, so since for every 4 pulses of input, this circuit gives 4 pulses as output, that's why it is called the full wave rectifier. Okay, so this is first question, why it is called full wave rectifier. Now second question, frequency. If input wave frequency is 50 Hz, what is the frequency of output wave for the full wave rectifier? For the full wave rectifier. Now as I have told you, frequency is reciprocal of the time. And time of one wave is here. You can see this is the time. You can see one wave is of this shape. But here you can see this pattern is being repeated. So that means this is one wave. Okay. If this pattern, this is being repeated, that means the smallest pattern is this only. So this is only one pattern, then again second wave, then third wave, fourth wave is starting. That means this is the time duration of one wave here, one pulse here. Okay, so you can see earlier this was one complete wave, then next was starting, then next was, so this complete was time period. Now you can see now this time period has been reduced. You can see time period has become just half of the previous time period. So if time period is reduced, so frequency will increase because they are reciprocal. So time period has become half, that means frequency of the output wave is doubled. So this is the answer of the frequency of the output wave. So remember students, remember in form of this formula, for half wave rectifier, frequency of output wave is equal to frequency of input wave. But for full wave rectifier, frequency of output wave is just double of frequency of input wave. You have to just remember these two formulas. Okay. So for half wave and full wave, there is a change in the frequency of output. We have seen in rectifier circuits that we are getting only a DC, but it is pulsating DC. It is not perfect DC. So there will be one more circuit which will be discussed with you, that will be filter circuit, which will make it perfect DC. So next will be that topic. Okay.